This segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Martin Folse with some sad news, but what a legacy this lady leaves here in our area and abroad. And I'm talking about Miss Mirian Domingue Weisheit. There you see her. If the name looks familiar, her son Keith, and we'll talk about her family in a little bit, but Keith is on this news desk quite a bit. Miss Mirian was one special lady, and her obit sort of proves that. So we'll bring up Miss Mirian's picture for right now. And Miss Mirian Domingue Weisheit passed on peacefully in her home on November 12th at the age of 85. The love of her life, her husband, Eddie, was faithfully at her side, just as he has been every day of their 61-year marriage. They were surrounded by their children and family as she entered eternal rest. Miss Mirian was born on December 7th, 1939, to her loving parents, Gervais and Adele Domingue. She was one of 9 children and enjoyed a wonderful childhood. Mirian got a strong work ethic from her father and love of cooking from her mother. A proud 1957 graduate of Terrebonne High School, she served as a cheerleader, managed the basketball team, and received the Senior Class Outstanding Citizens Award. Her dedication to her classmates continued for over 50 years as an active member of her high school reunion planning committee. She worked it all in, didn't she? She went on to attend college in Nevada for a year before returning to Houma. Mirian and Eddie began dating after working together in the Young Christian Workers, the YCW, in 1960. They were married in 1964. They were loving parents of the 4 Ks, a wonderful group of children: Carl, Carrie, Keith, and Kelly. She and Eddie were founding members and lifelong parishioners of Annunciata Catholic Church since its inception in 1963. Miss Mirian dedicated her life to the parish, serving in many capacities, including marriage preparation, religious education, youth director, lector, Eucharistic minister, altar society, and church secretary. For her tireless efforts, she was the recipient of the prestigious Bishop's Award. Quite an award, too. Mirian was preceded in death by her parents, Adele and Gervais Domingue, and her family, Clayton and Mona Domingue, Earl Domingue, Gary and Catherine Domingue, Carl Domingue, Richard Domingue, Ramona and Millard Learett, and Joe Cagliari. In addition to her husband, Eddie, Miss Mirian is survived by her 4 children and their spouses, Carl, as we mentioned earlier, Carl Weisheit and Jenna, Carrie Weisheit Landrew and Maurice, Keith Weisheit, of course, and Melanie, and Kelly Weisheit Smith and Jake. She also leaves a great legacy: 11 grandchildren, 7 precious great-grandchildren. She is survived by her sisters, Elaine Cagliati, Gail, Michelle, and sister-in-law, Cookie Domingue. And let's just talk a little bit more about Miss Mirian. We want to make sure we give her a lot of time because she was always working behind the scenes of everything she did. She possessed a profound joy for life that resonated with everyone she touched. Her spirit found expression in the simple pleasures, her love of gardening, the camaraderie of bowling, and the rhythm of music. She was an ever optimistic, die-hard Saints fan and a Mardi Gras loving dancing queen. Mirian was a high school cheerleader who remained the ultimate cheerleader for her family and friends throughout her life. She absolutely cherished her nieces, nephews, her expansive adopted family and friends as if they were her own. As a matter of fact, I was talking to several of the nephews this morning at church, and they told me how Miss Mirian treated them like they were one of her own. So exactly what it says here. That's the kind of person that she was. Regardless of when or where your paths crossed, She welcomed you into her life and held you close to her heart. Whatever you called her, Sugar, Mom, Grammy, Aunt Mirian, Aunt Bundy, or simply friend, she was a constant source of loving support to all. Her warmth and enthusiasm will be deeply missed. When we come back on the other segment, we're going to read you some of the Facebook quotes that people sent in, quite touching. She meant a lot to a lot of people. Before we do that, let's roll in a little clip. Miss Mirian came to one of our Sports on the Bayou shows last year. She was an avid Saints fan, and Keith and Mr. Eddie were here also. Let's roll it in as I talk over it, and we'll show you that clip as I was introducing them on the show. And there you see Miss Mirian right there. She'll wave to the camera. She was such a nice person. There's Keith serving his mom. Miss Mirian was quite a nice lady, and certainly we always loved to see her at events over here at HTV, whether it was a karaoke night upstairs or a band night or Sports on the Bayou. She certainly was always welcome. She was a joy to be around, and I know she will be missed. Her family will miss her friends will miss her relatives. And, of course, she's very familiar with her family. But Keith over here at HTV spends a lot of time on the news desk and helping a lot of people out. So Miss Mirian certainly, like I said, deserved some extra time on Bayou Time. But it's not always what we say. It's what people say on Facebook that they remember. And a lot of these people were closer to Miss Mirian than I was, so decided to read a few of the excerpts that we saw on Facebook. And this is from her sister-in-law, Cookie Domain. Yes, also the apostolic pardon, which may be included in the last rites old term. I can't say enough good things about the Weisheit bunch. I see love personified times 4. Mirian as a sister, as much as a sister-in-law, has been the recipient of what family should be when illness comes and age is on the high end of the scale. A different way to say old. The blessings you children have been for your mom goes far beyond what most would do in the same situation. Kudos to the Weisheits, and yes, I'll be there soon. Love to all. Very nice from Cookie Domain. From Mike DeSalvo, just wanted to tell you that I'm thinking about and praying for you and your family today. May his presence and peace cover you today and give you the strength as you move forward in the absence of your mother here with you. If you need me for anything, I'm here for you. Let's go through this together as you reminded me on Saturday. From Benny and Gloria Marino, so sorry to hear. We'll be praying for God's right hand of physical healing to be upon him immediately, especially at this time in all areas of concern, that all is minor. Love in Jesus. Yeah, I'm sure talking about the family there. From Ricky Brown, sorry to hear about your loss. We all honor you for the help and guidance that you provided to help us in our journeys, and God is with you today and all the tomorrows. It's an honor to be your friend, and if you need anything, I'm a phone call away. And of course, Keith has helped many, and I'm sure the family has helped many in their journey when they've lost loved ones here in the area. So really just good to see the support that others have in the area. And there you see Buddy Domingue, my dad's sister, and the kind of aunt that every kid should experience, loving to her core. And we talked about that. I saw Buddy in church today, and he was talking about how his parents, when they were traveling, especially with their jobs, he would stay with his aunt. And he said she was just such a loving person. It was great to hear all the stories that took place, and so many stories in that family. It's a spread out family, a big family. So I don't know if you have any more, Jason, that we'll pull up. There we go. Ann, Ray Gleason, Eddie and family, my deepest sympathy to you all. Mirian was a very special lady, and I know you will all miss her very much. I have so many fond memories of our early days. With love, Ann. We pray the peace of God keep Mrs. Weisheit's memory fresh in her family's mind and heart always. Our sincere condolences, Errol and Alma Scott Haney. And this one from Stacy Dennis. De Gregori. Aunt Mirian was pure joy to be around. I'll always remember her laughing and dancing with anyone and everyone who crossed her path. Lucky for me, she never met a stranger and always welcomed me into her home and family growing up in Houma. Her zest for life was unmatched. Love to the Weisheit domain families. And there you go. It's one after the other of this kind of message. Debbie and Chuck Weaver, such fond memories growing up across the street and meeting up at various restaurants in town during lunch, praying for each of you to find peace in her many wonderful memories shared with both family and friends, truly one of a kind. And this from Michael Ferguson. Miss Marion DePlanis and Mrs. Marion Weisheit were both neighborhood moms to us all. What a treasure Miss Marion was. This hurts. The 4Ks were her life. Mrs. Marion bought me a shirt once that I kept around long after it no longer fit me, years and years after, because of my love of her. I went by and visited Miss Marion a few times through the years when I was back in town. Keith and I were tennis stars together, and I had many sleepovers and visits with the family and this fine woman. I loved their house and being in it. Keith, Carl, Carrie, and Kelly, I love you all so dearly, and I thank you for all of your impact on my life. I adored your mother. I pray for you all and for Mr. Ed. God bless you all. Sending love your way. Well, there you have it. That's just a sprinkling of what you could see on Facebook, and I'm sure you could go to Facebook and look up one of the children, and you can see a lot more. But to the family of the Weisheits and the extended families and all, our condolences from HTV. Of course, Keith is a big part of our family here at HTV. We know he's grieving. We know the family's grieving. And, of course, we're just a phone call away. So God bless all of you. Godspeed to Miss Marion. We love her. She's a great friend of the whole community. God bless. This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.